Hey everyone, it's Matt, and you may remember me from my Fallout, Skyrim, Starfield mod videos, but today I want to talk about the Starfield update that's actually happening on April 7th, and that is the Free Lanes update, which is actually free to everybody that owns a copy of Starfield. There's a lot happening on April 7th for Starfield. The game is launching on PlayStation 5, and there's also going to be a paid DLC, Terran Armada, that's coming out that day. And there's also some updates that have already happened to the Trackers Alliance, but I think there's a lot of really cool things in this Free Lanes update that I wanted to go over. I was planning on doing an impressions video for the Terran Armada DLC when that drops, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. And one other thing about this video is that when I'm talking about mods, I'm just talking about mods on Xbox at the moment. When the game comes out on PlayStation 5, I'm actually not sure about the mod situation just yet over there. So before this Free Lanes update drops, it's a bit cumbersome to travel from planet to planet. You're usually just hit with a bunch of loading screens. This adds something that I think a lot of people wanted from the original game and not get hit with loading screens, where you can just kind of fly around to different planets. So you can get up, walk around, talk to people, but then also be able to actually have those interdictions that happen in the game, so like those random events in space, and then it'll just kind of stop you, bring you out of it, and sometimes you'll have to like take charge of your ship again and then deal with it, whether it's like a pirate encounter or whatever. When this game came out, one aspect that I didn't really interact with that much, no pun intended, was actually my crewmates. I didn't really talk to them all that much, and whenever they did want to talk, it was always when I was on a mission. This particular feature could be really cool for that, because you could like set a destination, get up, walk around, talk to some folks, and then when you get to where you need to go, you're just focusing on the mission that you have to go and do. The next big feature in this update is what's called X-Tech, and it's basically another material that you can go and gather, and this can be used to upgrade weapons as well as your ship. So you have quality tiers in Starfield for your weapons, and then you have perks essentially, and this is something that's been tackled by mods a little bit. And I think those mods will still be able to work alongside this update, because this is like an added thing to the game. Although it's possible if you use one of these that they might need to be updated in order to work properly. But once you upgrade your weapon all the way, you'll be able to create an exotic version of that with X-Tech. I think this is also great because you can just make your weapons that much more powerful without having to download a mod that might just have higher damage values associated with it, or be able to change like the damage output of it, just depending on how this works. And there's some really cool different perks that you can actually attach to these. They mentioned some in this video, like being able to shoot a Grendel just full of explosive rounds, which just looks like a lot of fun. This will also go for your spacesuits as well. Enigmatic is one that is kind of funny. Holograms of yourself will just kind of appear and just confuse enemies. And X-Tech will also be able to upgrade your ship systems as well. So, for example, depending on what ship vendor you're at, you can buy the best part available for your particular ship. This seems like an added thing on top of that. So, for example, you can make your ship go invisible when you go and boost. Improve little things like turning radius and how fast you can move around in this ship, targeting systems, that sort of thing, and just overall optimize your ship, make it that much better, faster, nimble, whatever it is. I think mods that modify ships and shipbuilding should probably be okay with this update, but always something to keep in mind just depending on which ones you use. Like if you have mods that actually increase the effectiveness of your ship by like automatically pressing something on a console, then that's potentially something that might cause an issue. Just an FYI. There's a popular mod series, the Dark Star series. I have not used that personally, but I know they are always on it with updates and things, so just keep an eye on those mods. There's also going to be some more love given to the outpost system in the game, and if you're like me, you were confused at times probably on how to actually manage an outpost, so a shared container will definitely help us out. Kind of like when you're sending resources off and you kind of have that system set up where you're sending resources to different outposts, you'll just be able to have a shared container there. And on the subject of outposts, you also have this database feature that'll just kind of appear in your character menu, and that'll actually show you where all of your outposts are. You'll actually be able to track that there, look at things like your research tasks, resources, and where you need to go to get those. There's a paid mod that actually has the functionality of the resource portion of this update, so let me know if you'd use that one in the comments, and when this update actually drops, let me know how it stacks up. The final big feature of this free update is actually being able to take stuff with you through the Unity. So if you've not played Starfield before, you might want to skip this part, but I think it's pretty well known that at the end of the game, you go through the Unity and you basically reset your game. It's a cool way to have kind of a new game plus and experience the story in slightly different ways. Nothing too drastic, but you can also choose to do the main story again if you'd like, which I probably recommend just for like the added benefits of completing missions and things, but then also just not do that at all and go about the game your own way. At the end of Starfield, you are a pretty powerful being and you have a lot of really cool stuff, so to be able to take a few things with you is actually a really cool way to reset things. And to go along with that, we do have some more POIs in the game, which if you've gone through the cold storage one, what seems like 100 times, you're probably going to really enjoy this. We'll have to see how that all pans out when the update drops. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and for those of you who've been subscribed and just wonder where I've been, thanks for tuning into this one if you did. This is a pretty cool time for the game because it's a big update kind of followed by a new DLC, as well as a pretty big update also to the Trackers Alliance paid creation, which that was $7 when it launched, and it wasn't the best deal because you got like one bounty to go after, and then you got a new weapon, which was cool, but now you have like more quests and more bounties to go after as a part of just like the $7. And then with the Terran Armada DLC, it's $10 if you don't own the deluxe edition, but if you do, you actually get it for free. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.